Hey folks, welcome back to Crazy Gamer Models. How's it going? We're doing another building techniques with our techniques and tips with our Rye Field Tiger 1 with some clear parts on it. We're just building it, no painting, and we're doing the 3-1 video. This is going to be part 3. Um, Here's the deal, guys. I thought I was filming some of this after part 2, and it didn't record. So there's going to be some stuff glued together that is done, that didn't get recorded. So let me show you that. So this whole gun section here has been built. I showed you cleaning and cutting the parts in part 2, and now I have it built in this part here. The fit issue was a little bit wonky with it being 3 pieces. 3 pieces here and a piece here and then this piece here. So making sure that the barrel was perfectly straight was a bit tricky, and it left me a little bit of a gap and a misalignment there. Also there, and also this front cap is a little gappy and misaligned. So first things first, I'm going to show you how to clean this up and fill those micro gaps. Okay, so I gotta put my eyes on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this here, and we can see that there's just a little bit off there. So in order to do that, I'm going to get my file. My flat file here, and I'm just gonna try to do this without bumping the camera. I'm just gonna line those pieces up nice and neat like that. Now these techniques aren't the be all end all. This is just the techniques I use and how I do it. I'm sure there's a way more effective way of doing this. This is just one method, and it is the method I am using. So I got that roughly sanded down, and you can see there's a little bit of gap there. I know I'm not painting this model, but I want the gaps filled, so I'm going to use some Mr. Surfacer 1000. So some people say stir it, some people say shake it. I shake it. It's just how I do it. And then I have a blue labeled brush that I know is Mr. Surfacer, and it is going to be my smallest, the one I use for Mr. Surfacer. These are just cheap, super cheap brushes that I use. My paper towel for cleaning it off. And I'll just get a little bit on the end of the brush there from the lid. I'll just go in here like so. Brush that on that joint right there. Brush that in like so. Okay, and then down here on this section here, I'm just going to brush that on there like so. Then we're going to clean this up with a Q-tip dipped in alcohol once it dries. So sorry for bumping the camera. I have to get really close to this with my optimizer. So okay, so there we go. We got those little sections filled up right there. Could do a little bit in there to make that even. Let's just do that. Let's just fill this little section in here. Most of this will sink back, and then we'll wipe it off with a Q-tip. And that'll be nice and sealed. Alright. So, there you go. Gaps filled. Let that sit right there like that, off to the side. I'll wipe out my brush. You don't need to really clean it with anything, because once you stick it in the Mr. Surfacer again, it will soften right up. And like I said, I label my brushes I use for Mr. Surfacer because you definitely don't want to use them for anything else. But I live on the edge because I keep my decal brush in the same container I keep my Mr. Surfacer brush in. So I live life on the edge. So that's that part, and the next part that got built while the camera was not recording was this section down here. Almost this section down there. So I have these two halves together, and I just clamped them together and just fed a little bit of extra thin in there, and then then sanded the gaps. There's a little bit of misalignment, but I was able to realign it up. So that is that part there. This is the bottom of the model here. If you want to fill this little crack right here, we'll do that. We're just going to show it. We're going to show it all. We're going to fill that little crack right there. So this is build technique, so we're going to do all this stuff here. Now you could use the 500 or the 1000. I'm going to use the 1000. Just going to put it on kind of thick. And like that. Everything else sanded out pretty good. Sit that off to the side to dry. This is why I don't worry about cleaning it, because I'm just going to probably use it 100 times. On the Yag Tiger build, I had the Mr. Surfacer out so much, it was insane. I actually think so much evaporated from my 500 that it's thicker now. Okay, so that was about all that got covered that the video didn't record. So I have some more pieces to build down here. I'm going to show you how to build that. Oh, this didn't get built right here. Where's that at? This little section right here got built. So that got built up there. It's a little section right there that needs to be cleaned up from where I joined it together. See that right there like that. So, and other than that, it's a good looking joint. And that is going to go on the bottom of this piece here that we're going to build right now. So, I got my little magnetic tray with these parts and the next parts that we're going to need. And there's some teeny tiny parts. I'm going to show you some tricks on cleaning up. So first we're going to do this J10 and J7. Make sure these line up like this. Now this is a pretty tight fit. I already dry fitted it. It's a pretty tight fit. It goes together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my extra thin. I'm going to put this on the inside. Like this. I'm going to let gravity pull it into the joint all the way down. Just like that. Just like that. And then I'm going to come to this side. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now everything fits on this kit really, really nice so far. But on the other hand, where these pins go together, there's just sometimes they're just misaligned a little bit. And if you are looking for a more flawless finish in a better alignment of the parts, you could cut the pins off and align it manually. That is a thing. I attempted to do it, but it's close. We can clean up the misalignment with no issues. So that's that section there. And we're gonna keep it like this, and then we're gonna do our J31. So we're gonna get our J31 out of the tray. This little piece right here, and I believe it has a little bit of a nib on it. Now you're thinking, how do you clean that little bit of a nib up? I'll show you. I take my Tamiya tweezers. I find the Tamiya tweezers are the best option, and I grip it in there, but I keep my finger from it pinging off. And I come in with one of my sticks here, and I will just lightly sand that in one direction till that nib's gone, and then hit it with the smoother side. That nib's gone. Now, I am not squeezing really hard with the tweezers. I'm just holding them gently in my hand, just firm enough to hold the part so I can rub the sander across it very nicely. I'm letting the sander do all the work. I wasn't putting any pressure down on the sander at all. So this is going to go on here like that. So I want to use the quick set on this. And we're going to make sure it's lined up. I'll go ahead and use my straight tweezers here. Now, I don't know where to get good tweezers. The only pair of tweezers that I have that I like are the Tamiya tweezers. That's it. And all I could find was the curved ones. People say Amazon tweezers are good. The iFixit tweezers are supposedly good. But I've had bad luck with all the tweezers I buy, so I stopped buying them. So I have so many tweezers, I can't find good ones. So there is that piece. Now we'll do J65, which is a teeny tiny piece also that we cleaned up in the previous video. I believe we cleaned up in the previous video. So make sure we have the orientation correct and drop it. That's upside down. And drop it again, and this time we get the tweezers. Is it going the right way? Nope. There we go. Okay. I'll just use the quick set again. Put a little bit there. Too much right there because it's hard to see. Then I'm going to bring it closer. Make sure it's lined up just correctly. As you can see, that part's on there. Make sure I didn't bump anything. I'm hoping you guys can see that. I'm hoping you guys saw that. I can't look through the viewfinder of the camera. It's not working, so I have to look in between the light and the mic and the viewfinder to see with my optimizer how this goes together. So that is that piece glued up. So now we're going to glue this piece right here on the bottom, like this. Just going to go on there like that, and it's a pretty click fit. It's a nice fit right there. If it's that good, that means we did something correct. So now we're just blow a little extra thin in there. No need for the quick set on that. It was such a tight fit. So that is this section. And as I get sections using green this video, I will mark these off that I've done them. And on J54 I have cut out and cleaned up. I did that on the last video. This is the block, the breech block, and it fits inside of this unit here, but we'll get it cleaned up and that seam filled up first. That'll be on the next video that we put that on. And also this little, I believe this might be the lowering the breech block thing. I'm not sure, but we'll put that on in the next video also. I don't want to run these videos too long, mostly because they take forever to render, and they take a while. They don't take too long to upload for some reason. It's just making them into videos takes a while. So we flip over here, and as you can see, I have cut out these parts here. So I just want to, before I go on this video, I just want to show you a couple things, a couple of new techniques. This piece right here, which is tiny, is this J17. And I cut it off the sprue, but it still has this sprue gate that has a Z pin on it. So you gotta make sure you catch that. And I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna nip a lot of it off, and then I leave a little bit. And then I'm going to come in here, take that off, and I'm going to come with my mostly one direction. Take that nub off, and when it's almost gone, I'll switch to the finer side. I'll check it in the optimizer here. And then just to smooth that out a little bit more, I'll use my medium flexi file to take out, because that was a pretty coarse stick. That's a pretty big edge. Then also the same thing on this side here. As you can see that there is a little bit of a nub there. So this time I'm going to use a blue one, which is a medium and a fine. So, and they sell these at Hobby Lobby, which is pretty far where I'm at, so I don't get to go there that often. And it has a medium and a fine side. The other one was more of a coarse and a medium, and this is a medium and a fine. So there we go. There's that piece all cleaned up. But that was nothing. This piece right here appears to be ammunition. As you can see, I don't know if you can see what this piece is. Put it on the sanding stick. See if that focuses. Well, it is super tiny. It has a nib on it. So I'm going to use my straight tweezers this time. I'm just going to grab it like that, and then I'm going to make sure it doesn't ping off in the distance, and I'm going to go back to my black one and in one direction. Just going to peel that nub off. Now that nub's almost gone, I'll switch to this medium on this blue. And then I'll switch to the fine. Now that nub is gone. A little bit of debris around it. That nub is now gone and that part is ready to go on. But that's the level of detail in this Ryefield kit. It may not have the number of parts that a TACOM kit has, but this is a belt of MG ammunition that goes on the MG gun inside the turret. So I just wanted to point that out. This is the level of detail that is on this Ryefield kit. It is incredible. This right here is the binocular sight. So this is part of the binocular sight right here, and it is greatly detailed. It has this is the leather cushion part and the optics that you put your head against to fire the weapon. And as you can see, this piece does not belong there. And it has 2 nubs that go into each of those. So I'm going to cut that right there like that. Then I'm going to flip the piece over. And then now I'm left with 2 spots in there. Now I'm going to attempt to do this on camera, but it may be difficult. Oh, this is getting picked up. See, I'm getting a flat spot. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. This is a 600 grit piece of sanding foam. I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers, if I can find the pair I'm looking for, of these angle cross grip tweezers. And I am going to grip this so it makes an arch that will fit in here, hopefully. And then you can sand this way, and it will maintain the curve of the part. Without doing too much damage to it. But as you can see, if I work that, I can get that done. And then it just has this top piece on here. Like so. And that comes off real nice. I'll just hit that with this one. And that's gone. And it goes on like this. So this little sprue nub, this ejector pin, you're not going to have to worry about, but I'm going to knock it down with this medium plexifile stick. Just going to knock that down. Now I'll finish getting in there because I got to get in there with my optivisor and get them little nubs out. I can't really see through the camera, but that's your different options for taking care of nibs like that. You could try to get in there with a real thin sanding stick. You could also use something like this, which is a needle file, but you have a chance of messing up the round parts of it. So you can cut this. This is an attempt to be a sanding sponge that you can cut to any width, and you can grip it in. And depending on where you grip it and how thick it is, you can make different round shapes with grit on it to get into spots. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cut a thinner one to get in there and sand that out. So I just wanted to point that technique out to you because that's what this is going to be mostly about. Also, what's great with these sanding sponges is has a round section. You can grip these and then you can sand. This is a 600, so it's not going to be great for this. But a lower grit, like a 400, you can sand that seam line off and not have to worry about messing up a flat spot, because you're going to be able to maintain the round section of it. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I'm going to raise this camera up real quick, give you an overview, a look of what we got going on. This is what we have here. We have all these parts. I'm going to get cleaned up, and we'll get them all glued up. We'll get on this section here. And remember, guys, this is, wow, I just knocked that all over the place. This is the Tiger 1 kit, model number 5025 from Ryfield Models. It is a full interior kit. It will not get painted, but it will get built using techniques and tips that I have that are not, set in stone. And if you have any tips or ideas or stuff that I'm doing wrong or anything like that, any corrections or ideas to improve on my technique, please leave it in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm open to trying any new techniques in modeling. But for Crazy Gamer Models, I am the Crazy Gamer. You guys have a fantastic day.